Hi everyone, Pam here from Creative Homescaping. Would you like to decorate with poinsettias in your home for the holidays, but all you have is a roll of red ribbon? Then stay tuned because I will be showing you how to turn this into this. Today I am participating in the DIY Mommy's Christmas 2018 DIY and Decor Challenge. I will have a link to her channel as well as the playlist down below in the description box when that playlist is available. And now on to my DIY for this challenge. I have changed up my theme a little bit this year, but rather than going out and spending a lot of money on florals, I decided I was going to try making some poinsettias myself. And I have done this in the past with some burlap ribbon, but this time I had found this gorgeous red ribbon at Costco. It's quite stiff. You can see that, and I thought that will work really well for making flowers. So today I'm going to show you how I did that. Here's one of the ones and how they turned out. And then I'll show you some options on how you can embellish them if you would like. So with that being said, let's get started. For this project, you're going to need a ruler, yardstick, tape measure, something that you can measure with, some scissors, some ribbon. You could use Dollar Tree ribbon or you could use ribbon from Costco, which I think is a much better deal. At Dollar Tree, I've mentioned before, you get 3 yards for $1. So if you spend $7, you will get 21 yards of ribbon. This bolt of 50 yards of ribbon is $6.99 at Costco. So you get more than twice the amount of ribbon from Costco that you do if you buy all your ribbon at Dollar Tree. And then you'll also need pipe cleaners. And mine are white because I am planning on using some white in some of my decor. So you could use a tan color or a green color if you're going to attach your poinsettias to greenery and don't want any white showing. So just your color preference, red if you want them to blend in. But what I have done is I have cut lengths of this to 7 inches, and you'll see here it's at the 10 mark and it's at the 7 mark. And I cut one, and then I just use that to measure off the other strips so that I don't have to measure everything, and then I just snip along there with the scissors like that. Now I have already pre-cut my ribbon so that it will go more quickly, and then what you're going to do is you want to cut points on each end of your ribbon, and you want to make them kind of elongated points, and I'll show you how to do that right now. The first thing you're going to do to cut your points is fold your ribbon in half. Make sure you align the outer edges along the length of the ribbon so that you will get a symmetrical point. Now, you're going to start just past the corner on the folded side and angle your cut up at about a 60-degree angle towards the open edges. And the reason you don't want to start right at the corner is sometimes your scissors slip, and if it slips this way, right here, and you cut more along the short edge, you'll end up with a squared off tip. So I like to cut in a little bit and then angle it up at about a 60-degree angle. This would be about 45, splitting that corner. This is about 60. That way I get sharper points. So I'm just going to do that on one end. See? And then I'm going to turn it around and do it on the other end. Now I cut up towards the outer edge, but I always keep my fingers behind the blades of the scissors so that I will not cut my fingers. And there you have it. All right, now I'm going to move the yardstick out of the way since I don't need to measure anything right now. What you're going to do with all of these pieces now, and I cut 5 of them because you're going to group them in the middle, and I like having an odd number of petals on each side of the center. You don't have to do that. I just like the way that looks better than an even number. So I cut 5 pieces. It will have 10 petals, but 5 on each side of center. And for each of these, you're going to, if your ribbon has a right side and a wrong side, mine has glitter on one side and not on the other, you want to fold the right sides in on each other, like so, in half. And then you want to pinch in the middle with your thumb and index finger, but don't hold it all the way at the top. Hold it about halfway. And the reason for that is that you are going to take your other hand and you're going to bend those flaps down so that you make a pleat, like so. You'd want to make pleats. You don't want to just squish it together. This is what's going to make it look like a poinsettia. And then you're going to take your fingers on the hand that is free and your thumb, put the thumb on top of the pleats and then the fingers underneath and sort of pop that pleat up so that it makes a curve. You see how that one's curved and this one's straight? I'm just gonna pop that up also. So you end up with a curved piece. That's going to make it look more like the poinsettia. Now, some people use a clothespin. I find it just as easy to hold it with my index finger and my thumb on my hand, and then I grab the next ribbon. And using a flat surface, I just fold the ribbon in on itself again like so, in the center. And then what I do is I put that next piece up against the nail of my index finger, about halfway, and then I put my ring finger on the other side again, halfway. And then I do that same folding motion, and it sort of wraps it around my ring, not my ring finger, my middle finger. And then I slip it off, and then you can see I have the same pleat formation. And then I put that next to, not on top of, not behind, but right next to the other one. So I have pleats. And you want to make sure that you are in this, somewhat in the center. I'm not measuring, you could measure if you want, but, and then pop up the petals again. And this ribbon from Costco is great because it is so stiff. It's wired on the outside and the fabric itself is very stiff. So then you just keep going in that fashion. So you can already see your flower taking shape here in your hand. Now, I always pre-fold my pipe cleaner in half so I don't have to fiddle with it as much when I go to put it on. So now you're just going to slip that next to your fingers and then grab it in the other hand so that it doesn't come apart as you go to twist behind. Now, normally on a twisted bow, I just go ahead and twist everything opposite each other, usually counterclockwise. But for this, because you want to keep all those pleats in alignment, I really twist more with the hand that is holding the pipe cleaner and just add the other hand for some resistance. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's not fluffed yet, but you can see the pleats are all next to each other still. Now what I'm going to do is spread the petals out a little bit more, make sure they're in their proper alignment, and then I'm going to take the petals and move them up and down a little bit to create some dimension for the flower. So I'm going to put one up, one down, one up, one down, one up, and then on the other side I'm going to go up, down, up, down, and then up. So as you can see, my flower is now a lot more full. And if some of them got unpuffed, go back and poof them up. Now the last thing I like to do is take one of my hands underneath, lay the pipe cleaners across it, and then make a ring with my fingers, like so, and just pull against that with the opposite hand on the pipe cleaners. What this does is it creates more of a cupped effect for the sunflower, not sunflower, for the poinsettia. So it creates a little bit more of a flower cupped shape, and then you go back and poof all the flowers out. So that's it. It's as easy as that. Here is a white one I made. I made it using sheer white ribbon. I cut the pieces 9 inches long instead of 7, and I used 7 of the pieces since it's not as stiff and full as the red. I made this one. You could keep it like this, or you could embellish it. But I made this one so that I could layer the smaller red one on top of it, like so, to create a full fluffy bow. And this poinsettia could be used on your tree, on garlands, on presents, and it's very simple to make, as you could see. Now if you wanted to make it a little bit fancier, you could add some embellishments in the center. I went into my button stash and found some items. I found these 3 sparkly buttons. I just strung them onto a pipe cleaner and twisted it. You can put that in the center. In fact, I think I may do that on this one. But if you're just using one layer, you could also go and find some colored buttons. I happen to have these little red ones that look sort of like what you might see in the middle of a poinsettia. And so you could stick those on there. And you could also do jingle bells. I have these left over from something else. You could put those in the center. Or you could take some of these little like floral embellishments, just hot glue those into the center of your flower. But now that I have mine all done, I'll show you how I'm planning on using them. And here is how I am using the poinsettias that I have made. I have this serpentine candelabra with 7 posts on it, and I have 3 plain poinsettias on each side, the bigger, more elaborate one in the center, and then 3 more plain ones on the other side. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and let me know in the description box down below if you think you'll be trying this with some ribbons you have on hand. And I would like to once again thank the DIY Mommy for hosting this challenge. Again, please be sure to check her out as well as all the other participants. I'm sure you'll get some great ideas. If you're new to my channel, I post several videos a week on how to creatively manage and decorate your home. So I hope you'll consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button. Come back and see me again and see all of the holiday decorating I'll be doing. It's one of my favorite things to do. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.